Yep. Up next, we do indeed have the Moto Verde amateur class. You can see already some of them shaking down. Everybody knows about arm pump. Not everybody gets it, but it is a thing that basically hampers a lot of riders these days. I don't know if it's a psychological thing. I'm sure it was such a thing in my day in the 80s and 90s, but maybe, I don't know, maybe it could be psychological. Some people it's not, it's a legitimate thing. Obviously what it is you're constantly pulling your fingers in with the front brake and clutch. Your arms are always twisting and doing it. If you're sat on the sofa at home, wherever you are in the world, just start sort of basically keep moving your wrists around and pulling your fingers in and out. And keep doing that constantly throughout the race and see how long it takes for your arms to pump up. Because it will happen. So yeah, that is what arm pump is, but that's just sat on your sofa doing it. So imagine trying to hold on to a race-bred 450 for 15 to 20 minutes on a rough track like this, and then you might get an understanding of what it's like to get the chronic arm pump. Really pleased and proud to say that Moto Verde got involved more with us this year. The UK's premier salt-free cleaning products. Go and check them out online. They got varying things from bike cleaner to camper cleaner to all kinds of things. Arm pump, chain lube. They do a host of stuff. Steve, the boss man, is like basically a mad scientist that gets in his lab and comes up with all these formulas. They just do a great cleaning product across the board. So go and check them out. That's Moto Verde. They are the class sponsors of this, the amateur class. This one, slightly longer race. We're going back to an 18-minute plus one lap moto for these guys. And let's see who's going to get it done. Who's going to get that important whole shot. It's, listen, you can get a whole shot. Doesn't mean you're going to win the race, but it's definitely going to make a difference if you can keep it on two wheels thereafter. There's the gate drop, all safely off the line, it looks like. Going into that first corner, looks like Bradley Wheeler, number 4. Get them all over the line, of course, and then I'll be able to tell you for sure. We're going to do the first lap leader award once they get around the entire lap, so we're not necessarily doing it because this is not really a full lap when they first cross the line, such as the course design here at FatCat Motor Park. Great camera angle as they come through those whoops. So we get the timing up there. When they go over the line, little wire goes under the circuit. They got a little transponder box strapped to their forks. And then that pulls up where we are in the race. Hopefully that will refresh soon. We'll be able to get all the times up on screen. We're just waiting for the timing to come through here. Okay, so we are just waiting for our timing to give us the full rundown, then I'll tell you who's where. It was Harry Bradley, sorry, yeah, out in front. Not Bradley Wheeler, apologies about that. Although Brad Wheeler would have taken that, I'm sure. Harry Bradley, of course. Bear with me, I've only had one coffee at the minute. I need at least another 2 before I'm fully functional. Harry Bradley leading the way ahead of Joshua McCockerell, number 161. John Kirk, number 15. Another rider that comes over from Ireland. And then it's a Jack Seaborn currently. Jack used to actually be co-commentator a few years back before we did live streaming with me, a couple of rounds. So it's good to see Jack out there. 227 getting back into the sport. Luca Pegg currently in 5th. Brad Thornhill based out there riding on the Yamaha. His elder brother unfortunately won't be racing in the Elite MX2. Oh, sorry, MX1. Fortunately by Liat, because Dan has broken his shoulder blade? He's done his shoulder blade, didn't he? He's cracked.
He did, I think, yeah. I'm back.
Go steady. You are recovering from COVID, so just go steady. I don't
That
want...
was McCorkle just made a mistake. That inside line there is getting real deep. So McCorkle going down. Not a very ideal time to go down. Start the race makes it a lot more difficult, doesn't it?
It does. First lap leader was Harry Bradley there. Carnage, yard sale, 3 riders on one corner. The whole disgruntled man.
They might start fighting in a minute.
No, I don't think they did. It's just riders incident. The rider at the back there was committed. Don't know who that is. Can't see his number just yet. Clearly, he probably went in there fully committed. Couldn't avoid that one. It's Wilcox who's on the deck there as well. And who else? Number 2. Arnes Pebres. Yeah.
Pebres was pushing Wilcox out the way, get him off his bike. So Arnes Pebres, he's going to be really frustrated with that.
He is.
He's been putting a lot of time in with Josh Spinks recently. So I know. It's frustrating, isn't it? You know, when you come into a race of the season, you've put in a lot of prep and things happen.
You clearly know more than me about more than me than Arnes. So what's his background? Where's he from?
I'm not
Sorry to put you on the spot.
Entirely sure. I was told he was Russian, but I don't know whether that's true or not.
We'll find out. This is why we're going to get all this key information for round 2.
If anybody knows Arnes, please drop me a message. You know who I am. So we'd like to know where he's from. I know he's training with Josh at the moment. He's putting a bit of time in with Josh Spinks and his academy. But yeah, he's going to be frustrated with that one. But Harry Bradley taking full advantage of this, getting a nice little gap. 6.6 seconds last time they went through.
I have to say already, we're
a bit better this year.
We're kind of halfway through the first block of racing, just over halfway through. Sun is starting to come out. The track right now is in really good nick. What I mean by that is it's clearly really rough and technical, but the actual just the moisture in the ground, everything, because it's sand, but it gets compacted, and as it dries out, you get it starts to dry and gets a little bit hard underneath.
Yeah, it does, and you end up getting those real, hard ruts.
Yeah.
Forming in there with a weird, awkward, kicky base.
But right now, I'd say that's as kind of good as you're going to get it.
It's perfect, yeah.
It will dry out. The wind it's a little bit biting the wind out there. The wind has picked up a bit. We've got the sun, so the track will dry out. Of course, it will get rougher. And some of those bumps right now and rollers have just got a little bit of give in them. But as we get towards the latter part of the day, that'll be hard edges. You got some news on?
I have got some news. He's Latvian.
There we go.
So I was wrong there, and he's a full-time Planet Moto academy guy. So obviously spent a lot of time out there at Planet Moto. So he's going to be frustrated, isn't he? But I'm sure he's a very capable rider. I did a whip contest with him, didn't I, last year?
You did, yes. Actually at the Moto Verde ride day.
I did. I put my my life on the line for that.
Before you go further, I just want to explain to any viewers that are new to the sport what a whip is, in case they really do go off on the wrong tangent.
Yeah.
A whip is obviously when you do a jump and you throw the bike sideways,
yes.
Which you did, but your wheels didn't really come off the ground. Marginally.
Not enough.
And you'd already had the thing sideways.
I landed completely sideways, didn't I? But, mate, I needed to show these kids that I ain't there for a joke, you know what I mean? They're going to get beat.
Well, you say it was a joke. I found it funny. You say it was no joke. I thought it was.
No, I found it funny. The fact I just turned up there, I'd rocked up, hadn't even ridden yet. I hadn't ridden for about 2 months, same as you. And then they go, yeah, we're just starting this whip competition. I'm like, oh, right, sound, okay. Well, then, let's go then. And I always remember, was it Catherine Booth? She went, nah, I'm not doing it. After she saw what I did, she bailed out.
Got the skills, mate. Got the skills. You landed it. You landed it. That's all that matters.
But did I die? So no.
No, you're all right. You're good. So Harry Bradley is your race leader, number 4 on the Kawasaki. Yeah, you know Harry, good friend of yours.
I do know Harry. He's if we can get a bit of a visual on the number 4. He's running a really good race at the minute. So Harry Bradley put in a bit of graft this winter. I think he's had a little bit more focus. Just got into a new relationship. Which is thriving. I'm sure Lois is going to love that. But yeah, I think he's just in a good place at the moment with his life, a lot of balance, and it's showing in his riding. He's got one agenda, and that's to ride his bike. Looking at him though, what I can see visually there is his front brake line has come away from the forks. Now that is looking pretty sketchy, and that could get caught up in the front wheel. So Harry, oh God, it's going to be touch and go whether he'll finish this one. It depends what happens when that gets caught in the front wheel, if it does, but it looks like it's going to. So we'll keep an eye on that. That is Harry Bradley. Number 4 works for SM Pro, so anybody who goes and gets their SM Pro wheels, Harry's probably the man that you talk to on the phone. He's also got a new title sponsor on the bike this weekend. Just going to pull it up now because I've got a little bit of this information. Yep, so Scaffolding by Design is the title sponsor on the bike. He's also backed by O'Neill, Off-Road World, and of course SM Pro. And he's having a blinder at the minute. Let's just see, he's just about to go through the line. We'll see where he is, and then we'll get back to some of the other action. See what gap Harry's got. Back to the rest of the field, but looking absolutely perfect at the minute. So the only bit of concern I've got is that front brake hose, because that could get ripped off very easily. So he's got a 10-second back now to Luca Pegg. Luca Pegg on the 807. Here he is on the Yamaha, having a good ride as well. So looking at the times, Harry's yeah, a little bit quicker. That last time round still about a second faster than Luca, but Luca having a brilliant ride. Looks like he's got a stack of tear-offs stuck to the side of his helmet there. And if you were watching the goggle section with Goggle Tech at the start of this stream, you'd have learned all about that. He was telling us about what sort of lens you should be using on a day like today, educating us on laminate tear-offs and things like that. And what you can see there, oh, Luca Pegg goes down, and he's got tear-offs everywhere. It's just all going wrong for him. So Luca Pegg just made a little bit of a mistake there. That's going to give Harry an even bigger lead. He's going to try and get the 807 fired up. Sometimes a bit tricky to start these bikes when they're in gear. All you can see there, what I was going to say, is those tear-offs are just, he's pulled them all. He's pulled his whole stack off, and they're just stuck on the side of his goggles. He might have made that mistake just through being a bit distracted by the noise that creates, because you do get this sort of flapping, irritable noise. But Harry is probably going to be 20 seconds in the lead when he comes. So absolutely a different rider compared to what we saw last year, and it's great to see it. So the Scaffolding by Designs Off-Road World Kawasaki is looking pretty good right now. So let's see where he's going to be at this time through. If we can have a look for John Kirk on the track, see what's going on with him. Yeah, Lewis Taylor also moving forward. So the top 10 at the moment is Harry Bradley, Luca Pegg, John Kirk, Lewis Taylor, Aaron Gardner, Brad Thornhill, Jack Seaborn, Lewis Glynn, Dan Brough in 9th, Alex Buchanan in 10th. So Luca Pegg might have lost a few spots on that lap. So here is the 15er, John Kirk, on the Honda in the Moto Verde Amateur MX1 and MX2 class. Looking really good. If I just split the classes, just to have a look at how it's working in MX2 as well. So Luca Pegg's actually leading the, well, he was. Not sure what's going on. Yeah, he still is. So Luca Pegg's leading the way in MX2. Second, Lewis Glynn. Third is Dan Brough. Fourth is Alex Buchanan. Fifth is David Finnemore. Lewis King London in 6th. Ben White in 7th. 8th is Harry Foster. 9th is Harry Fletcher. And 10th is Armis Pabbers. And the MX1 is being led by Harry Bradley. John Kirk in 2nd. Lewis Taylor's in 3rd. Aaron Gardner is 4th. 5th is the 95 of Brad Thornhill. 6th is the 277, Jack Seaborn. 7th, we've got Callum Gordon. 8th, Danny Townsend. 9th is Joshua McCorkle. 10th, we've got Scott Hale. And there is the 15 of John Kirk. Looking really strong at the minute. Saying the 807 of Luca Pegg is still leading the way in MX2 after that tip over, and he's got a couple of seconds back to the 51 of Lewis Glynn. But Lewis Glynn may be able to do something about that. Here we are, there's Luca Pegg leading MX2, 807 on the Yamaha. Just behind him is the... Who that is? Should be the 51 of Lewis Glynn, but that I imagine that's him. That's somebody else. That's Lewis Taylor, 41. So he's 3rd position in the 450 in the open category. So amateur MX1, that's Lewis Taylor. Sorry, got confused with the numbers there. So it looks like Luca Pegg's back into a comfortable lead for the MX2. But that is on screen the 41 of Lewis Taylor. Oh, little bobble there. There we are, look, like us on Facebook please guys, MX.Nationals TV or MXN-TV, and subscribe on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube and you want to see more of this, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment. Hey, you can even tell me and Jeff how to do our jobs if you really want.
Absolutely, you know what? Yeah, and if you're good enough, let's get you in. Because quite frankly, you know, we need a break once in a while.
So this class, the amateur MX1, MX2, is brought to you by Moto Verde, the world's leading.
Oh, he's gone out. He's gone for it. He's gone for it.
Free cleaner.
Are you after some cleaner?
I've got cupboards full. No, honestly, it is a fantastic product. If you haven't tried it, if you're in a country where it's a new thing, I know that they are launching it in America. So if you are watching us from over the other side of the Atlantic, that it is coming. It is coming. You may be able to get a sample if you message the guys. Maybe they can get one over to you. They have created a whole new ingredient for the Californian market, I believe. That's still in the process, but they are trying to perfect it. It is fantastic. Their drivetrain cleaner is amazing. Use that a lot. Their chain lube is even great.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I'll be honest. I wasn't expecting that when I first used it. You know, you think, oh, they're a cleaning company. It's actually bang on. It's really, really good. And of course, their OG cleaner works.
Yeah, like I said, Steve, he just locks himself away in his little lab. Nobody's allowed in. Like some kind of mad scientist, and he gets the job done. Yeah, so they've rebranded to Moto.
Chantel and Matt travel the globe trying to sell the stuff.
Yeah. So they've rebranded to that very reason, to break into America and, you know, world domination with the cleaning Brad. So, yeah, Moto Verde, go check them out. Harry Bradley still leads the way in this one. I've just been out of the booth because, do you know what? I had a quick look around. I just wanted to get the vibe of what it's like out there. We're obviously stuck in the booth most of the day. Can't say it's cool. It's really good out there in a minute. There's a lot of smiley, happy people watching some great racing along the pit lane straight here along the finish line.
Quite a few people here, actually.
Yeah.
It's a busy day.
So
it makes a difference when it's not raining. It's been raining for about 8 months now. So
I didn't think it'd be this bad this winter, but then, you know,
it's been wet, hasn't it?
It's so
not been
used
cold.
to it.
It's not been too cold. It's just been very wet.
Well, anyway, we've got great, lovely sunny weather today. It is a little bit biting out there. The wind's a little bit cold, but we are not overly moaning about that because, like we said, it's dry. It's a good day to be out in the fresh air.
So Luca Pegg has gone around John Kirk, so he's picked himself back up and you know, picked the pace back up, gone around John Kirk. John Kirk is obviously in MX1, so they're not directly racing each other, but still, you know how it is.
Absolutely. Yeah, John got a mouthful of sand there, by the way, just for good measure. overtaking him and then just roosting him.
And Harry, what a picture-perfect performance. I did tell everybody, you see his brake hose is actually disconnected from the fork arm, which is sketchy. So I have been waiting the entire moto for that to get ripped by the front tyre and send it over the bars. It hasn't happened yet.
Don't tempt it, man.
So I've been keeping my eye on that. It looks like it's going to be okay. He's gone this far with that flapping around all over the place. But the number 4, perfect. Absolutely.
Yeah,
perfect.
he's going to get the 1 lap to go board, because as you can see on the clock there,
he's
time
going to be thinking,
has elapsed.
Why did I not go in the experts?
Well, you know.
But he wasn't this good last year.
No.
He just wasn't. So.
But, you know, that's what we're doing here at the Michelin MX-Nationals. You know, he's had every right to stay in the amateur class. Absolutely. You know, you've only got to move up if you win 2 titles back-to-back.
Yeah. Yeah, and he just wasn't this good last year. It was simple as that.
Wasn't he carrying an injury last year, though? He wasn't quite.
He had a few bits and bobs. Didn't he? Yeah, there was nothing like significant, but it wasn't all in place for him. I think he got on the bike late as well, because he was on the Suzuki for a long time. And so I think he's done all that learning bit now. He's happy with everything. He's got a good bike. He's got good people behind him, and I think, you know, well, that's what happens, isn't it? You're comfortable, you're going to be able to ride good. So.
Yeah, he does look good. Big lad, Harry, as well. He's just must be a 6-footer.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's a. I mean, you know, when I stand next to people, there's quite a few people that seem tall. So
I'm always looking up at people.
Yeah.
I'm glad when we interview the riders, they sat down on the bikes. It sort of evens life out. A bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is a very solid ride for Harry here. Nicely, he knows he's got a huge gap at the top. In the amateur MX2 category, Luca Pegg is your race leader with a 2.3 second lead over number 51 Lewis Glynn. Alex Buchanan, 111, is in 3rd. Dan Bruff, number 33, out there in 4th. This is the amateur MX2 class we're talking about here. David Finnemore is currently in 5th. In 6th is Ben White on the White's Transport RFX. And by the way, big shout out to his dad, Ray White of White's Transport, because another sponsor of ours, without Ray's help, we don't even get all the equipment to the racing. So a massive shout out to White's Transport Services, because they basically provide the Arctic truck that brings all the equipment, the start gates, they weigh and load. All the scaffold towers, everything basically gets put into an Arctic trailer and brought to each round courtesy of Ray White Transports Limited. So thank you to Ray and the crew. Right, it's going to be checkered flag for HB. I'm going to get down there and grab him.
So yeah, number 4, Harry Bradley on the.
I'm just going to go. No, I'm just going to go. I think we're just going to quickly go to an ad, and I'm going to get myself there.
So yeah, Harry Bradley took the win. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 pop.
Okay, at the winner's circle with Harry Harry Bradley. Harry, I won't say what he just said to me. Let's just say you're tired, right?
Yeah, tired. It's bumpy out there already for the first moto. The pros definitely make a difference. It was rough yesterday, but with the pros out there, the track is going to be brutal in the second race.
Are you right? Do you come up and practice here?
Occasionally, it's only like an hour and 20 from my house. I did race on that track last Sunday, but it's completely different. Like the last time I rode this, it was like this deep, and this weekend it's like 5 times deeper. So you can't really prepare for FatCat. It's its own fucking its own climate here, its own track. Like everything about it is just different. So just do what we can.
As tiring as that was, you've got to be pleased with how you're riding this weekend. You're off to a solid start in your championship.
Yeah, please. I didn't manage to get in the championship last year, so I did a few wild cards, and then first race yesterday, my clutch was slipping like mad. So we put a new clutch in, and I felt a lot better. I hurt my thumb in that one, but should be good to go for the last one.
Great sport, innit?
Yeah, love it.
There you go. That's the winner in MX1 in the Moto Verde amateur class, Harry Bradley. Still got some riders coming in from the previous race. Lining up now is the Moto Verde Amateur MX1, MX2. I love that from Michael Graham. He is now, he doesn't know it, but he is now effectively known as Michael Diesel Train Graham. So that's going to be his nickname now for the rest of the series. He said he just keeps going like a diesel train, and he did, and he got the job done. So well done, Diesel. Michael Graham from the Northeast. Way the lads. Done a great job there. Well done, Michael. Great to have you with us. As we said, with all clubmen supporting this championship, backbone of it. We've also got so many other people sponsoring this series and supporting us. Of course, Mitchell in Milwaukee, but other people, you know, we've got like Ant at Carbon Comps. Go and check them out if you can get yourself a ticket to buy, be in the draw to buy to get a new motorcycle. They've currently got a Gas factory edition on offer, a 6-day enduro 250 KTM. Go and check them out, Carbon Comps. They're on social media, they're online. It's quite simple. You buy a ticket and you're in the draw. Simple as that. Right now, though, we've got the Moto Verde Amateur MX1, MX2. Let's see who's going to get the whole shot. Couple going a bit early. Somebody just stalling it out of the gate there by the looks of it. All right, Adam. Sorry, mate. You know, it's just, you know, just all kinds of names go through our head. Gonna get it wrong once in a while.
No, well, I had to take the bit. And then I got the winner's name wrong. So
Adam, Callum, all sounds pretty similar.
He just told me he'd come on his own, no help. Got here at midnight on Friday because he was working.
And that's Clubman. That is Clubman right there. Yeah. And this is his local?
It literally is local, 2 hours away, so fair play. Oh,
wow, wow. Okay, first lap leader. Well, I'm not sure how we're doing this because I thought we were doing a full lap round previously. Either way, it's up. First line over the lap that time was Harry Bradley. But yeah, that sums it up for me. That is Clubman racing right there, coming down here all the way from Newcastle. Getting here late Friday night. He'll be back to work tomorrow. He looked ecstatic and equally knackered in...
Yeah.
You know.
He was absolutely destroyed. 41 years old.
Diesel Train. I've renamed it, and that's his new nickname, whether he likes it or not.
We're just going to go diesel, are we?
Well, that's what he said. I'm like a diesel train.
Yeah,
I keep going, and he did. Hey, that's the proper. That's the good old. That's the workforce of Great Britain right there. The clubman class. We are now onto the amateur class though, and it's Harry Bradley in the lead. Ahead of John Kirk. Alex Buchanan currently in third. McCockerell is in fourth. Then Wynn. Bruff is there in sixth. Then it's Gardner, Holiday, Thornhill, and Millard.
Better start for Dan Bruff this time round.
Yeah. Of course, this is a combined class. Remember, we have amateur MX1 and amateur MX2 in this one. Again, all sort of standard rider is the same, but varying CC of motorcycles, 250 and 450.
And obviously, you lads ride two-stroke in MX2.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong. It's preference. That's the point.
Well, that's how they tend to do it now all around the world. So
yeah,
because the 450s are just so much better. Not better, more powerful.
Yeah. Exactly that. And you know, it's horses for courses. Some riders are big lads, you know, 6 foot guys, 15 stone or whatever, you know, and they're going to be more suited to an MX1 bike. Ben Wainwright, for example,
yeah,
he's MX2. He's got to be MX2.
Luca Pegg and Alex Buchanan are having a massive battle right now. Luca Pegg just nearly gave me a heart attack.
They're having a proper scrap, proper tear up.
But then Luca Pegg just dusted him now, so Luca Pegg really putting down the fast laps, trying to be the fastest Tamworthnarian out there. He obviously wants to beat Harry Bradley. They pretty much live over the road from each other, both Tamworth lads, so
are they?
bragging rights.
Ooh, hey. Yeah, you want to have that. You want to be a kingpin in your hometown, don't you?
Tamworthnarian.
Luckily, the only competition in my hometown was my brother.
Yeah, you were
I was far better than him.
Was you? Yeah. Are you just saying that because
No,
he
of
can
course
hear
I
you?
was. I was far, yeah, and he can hear me. No, actually, fair play. My brother did give up his career to become my mechanic. Can't see him. I hope they haven't ended up in the drink down there. Couldn't quite see the bike on the floor there. It is going to take a few prisoners, a few victims, this circuit at this point, and now we got this low light issue. The track has dried. It is quite windy out there. The sun has been, well, pretty consistent throughout the day, so the track has definitely dried out. It's more hard packed than ever before now. So this is going to be a tough couple of races. It was number 5 where we find him. There's Callum Watson.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't him. There was another bike. That's a different crash.
So the top 5 at the moment in amateur MX2. We've got 807 Luca Pegg. We've got Alex Buchanan in second. Third is Dan Brough, but he's working really hard on the back of Buchanan at the moment. In 4th position, we've got David Finnemore. 5th, Lewis Glynn. And in the amateur MX1, brought to you by Moto Verde, Harry Bradley is leading the way for another good race of the weekend. 99 Billy Wynn is in second. In 3rd position is the 15th of John Kirk. 4th, we've got Joshua McCorkle, and rounding out the top 5, Brad Thornhill. Oh, see what I mean? Luca Pegg keeps doing it to me. Just stop it.
Well, listen, Luca, we hope to get Luca in the winner's circuit. Is he basically? We struggle when we've got 2 classes to get both the winners of both class in before the start of the next race, because obviously we don't want to miss the start of the next race.
He's shifting. Right now.
Luca is shifting. Yeah, he's got the Jason Anderson shirt tail thing going on.
He's riding the bike really high up in the RPMs, and from what I can see, sometimes it's like when he hits a hole, he's throwing the front end into all these braking bumps and stuff, and it scares the life out of me.
Well, I did say to Luca, because he came up and I sort of apologised that we couldn't fit his interview in. What we're going to do is so we're going to start pre-recording, and they go out later on in the week when we do the race edits. We just struggle to get, obviously, to keep our commercial partners adverts.
He might get around Harry.
He might get around Harry if he races and takes the race win. He's definitely going to be in the winner's circle. He's certainly getting a bit of a march on now. Harry's just round the corner there. I just
saw him. Yeah. So Luca Pegg really shifting at the minute. Is he going to be able to get that 250F up to the back of the number 4 of Harry Bradley?
Got to say, I do like his style as well. He's
very aggressive.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? He's got a kind of American sort of feel to his riding, I think.
I almost thought something was wrong with the bike then, did you? He just sort of slowed down.
I thought he was slowing up. I don't know if he was just taking a breather, probably. But Luca Pegg, is looking good in this one. He's clearly leading the 250 class, and he is trying to chase down the MX1 leader in Harry Bradley.
It'd be interesting to see if he's made any headway. I think he is. I think he's just nicking time out of him. Those rollers are almost like tabletops now, aren't they? They're squared off that much.
The track has dried a lot in the last 45 minutes. It's definitely, the moisture is starting to get out of the circuit now.
You can see
more, like now that you're getting dust sort of starting to kick up.
And
it's a bit more powdery.
He's reeling in Harry Bradley.
Well, maybe because we didn't give him his airtime, maybe because he obviously won the MX2 in the opening thing.
And
but as I just explained,
I want it.
I
want the live show shizzle.
Yeah, he does. Well, he's going in the right direction. He's definitely closing in on Harry Bradley. Yeah, the thing is, has he got the pace and the stamina to sink the close the deal? Catching.
Who's gonna be the fastest boy from Tamworth?
Oh, place your bets right now. Very competent and stylish over that. Just nonchalantly doing the tear off. But
Wicked style.
He really has. Yeah, I think it might be the kind of lower back exposure, the kind of Jason Lawrence. I've combined two riders together there. Well, I haven't. I've just pulled up an old one from the past. Jason Anderson.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one I'm trying to get out. So Luca Pegg looking good in this one. We'll stick with Luca for a while. See if he can get onto the back here of Harry Bradley.
Or maybe if we can look at Harry and see whether. Get a view on number 4, see what's going on with him, because they're going to be very close to each other.
He's just there in front of him. He's definitely.
I know. It's coming.
He's here we go. I know it's late in the day, but I'm going to say it anyway. He's pegging him back.
Oi.
See what I did there?
There we are. That's
absolutely dreadful. I should get a job working for a tabloid paper. Sorry, people. Couldn't help myself.
I like that sort of stuff, though. It's dad joke line vibes, isn't it, mate?
We're getting there. It's a long day for the riders. It's a long day for us, but we love what we do. We just got to make sure we're fueled enough to get through it.
Harry is on the scaffolding by design. O'Neill Off-Road World SM Pro Kawasaki. Scaffolding by design. That's voicey, isn't it?
Yeah. Harry doesn't look to be panicking a bit. Luca is definitely on that 250. Being the more aggressive of the two.
Yeah.
It's whether he's got the fitness to go the distance. That's the thing. Obviously, he seems to be using a lot more energy.
Yeah, a lot more. And
than
a lot
Harry.
more real estate at the track as well. He's using all the outsides. He's just trying to maintain speed everywhere. Harry's obviously on that 450, so he can just point and squirt a little bit more.
Exactly. So Luca really has to use more energy.
There, look,
yeah, he has to use more energy on that 250 to keep it rolling. Harry can rely on the power a little bit more. But he's closing in as he looks across. I think he had a good look at the old timing clock there, something that you and I would be, no, I don't want to.
I'm not doing it.
But then, we're normally going back the other way.
I'm not that fit. He's got to be somewhat fit to be able to ride a 250 like that.
We're normally going backwards. He's going forward.
There we are.
Oh, he's on him now. Like the proverbial cheap suit, he's all over him now. This is a great ride for Luca Pegg.
The battle for Tamworth supremacy.
Yeah, it looks like Harry may have. What's he doing? What do you reckon? Do you reckon he's playing?
You're on a 450. You've no reason to put up a fight. I think
that is true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
I think he's had a mint weekend.
Yeah.
He might as well. He's going to try and win. I know.
Well, he's winning his class. That's the thing, isn't it? But he doesn't need to. He could let Luca by.
I think if it comes to it, he'll just go. You know what?
It doesn't effectively mean anything. He's still going to get the maximum points for the MX1 class, as Luca Pegg indeed absolutely rips it round the outside.
He just called it. He's thought not worth it.
No. And Luca's looking good, feeling good. So why wouldn't you? And sometimes, as you well know, Callum, if you're in the zone and you're flowing around the track, you don't back it down.
It's been a long time since like that, but you never ever forget that feeling, do you? When you felt that. Everyone at some point felt that, and he's got it right now. Luca's making it look easy. That was nice.
That was really
Harry
nice.
Jumping over the braking book there.
And that's it. Luca is just in a flow now, and if he started to back that down, that's when the mistakes are going to come. So just keep it rolling.
Well, I spoke to Josh Gilbert. I said, mate, what happened at the end of that race? And he said, I took my eye off the ball, mate. I thought it was done. Relaxed, made a mistake, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
You're better off keeping yourself in that mode, aren't you?
You are
that
indeed.
Was Luca Pegg looking up at Harry's girlfriend then.
Is that right?
Going, there you are, love a man, you over the road.
Oh, hey.
I'm only joking.
Is that how it works in Tamworth?
I'm only joking.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah, Luca Pegg is ridden a blinder here. Looks good, definitely. Further down the field then, let's do a top 10 rundown. It's Luca Pegg leading the way. This is not by race class. This is literally as they are in the race out there. It's Luca Pegg leading the way ahead of Harry Bradley. Logan Wilcox, number 27, is in third, ahead of Alex Buchanan, number 111. John Kirk is currently in fifth, number 15. Then it's number 51, Lewis Glynn, ahead of Dan Bruff, number 33. Brad Thornhill, number 95, is in 8th. Then it's Joshua McCockerell, number 161, in 9th. And rounding out the top 10 is Lewis Taylor. Regards of class, well, it's Luca Pegg leading the 250s and leading the race. And then in the MX1, it's Harry Bradley in second. What about the others? Can we change that?
Yeah.
Let's just see if we can change our little timing screen, not on what you're seeing on screen,
So
but for us.
amateur MX1, Harry Bradley leads the way, followed by John Kirk. Brad Thornhill is in third. Joshua McCorkle fourth. Lewis Taylor is fifth. Dan Holliday is in sixth. Seventh, we've got Aaron Gardner. Eighth is David Rushton. Ninth is Alex Christopher. And rounding out the top 10, Callum Gordon.
Okay.
MX2.
Yeah, I'll do the MX2. MX2, it's Luca Pegg leading the way ahead of Logan Wilcox. Alex Buchanan is in third, ahead of Lewis Gwynn. Dan Bruff, number 33, is in fifth, ahead of Harry Foster. Then it's Harry Barker for seventh. Eighth is Sam Ongley. Ninth, Arnis Pebrez. And 10th, Lewis King London. We've just been joined in the booth by Bob Buchanan from Oakley, who you saw earlier in the broadcast. It's been a busy old day for Bob, as it always is, with goggles and roll-offs. Right, so he's just come in to tell us. Well, you bring it up because you've been chatting.
Yeah, so Bob's just coming to tell us that the goggles, the race-winning Jeffrey Hurling's MX.Nationals goggles, have raised £950, and Bob's face hair is coming off. And Dickinson's head hair is coming. Well, it's coming out anyway, but it's getting removed. The rest of it is getting removed after when's it getting removed? After the last MX1 race.
So we're doing a barbershop after the last
the
MX1
pros,
race.
yeah.
Absolutely Absolutely fantastic.
Are we going to get the that up in the winner's circle?
I'm disappointed by this. Not that Bob's doing it for charity. That's fantastic. But I've got a certain name for Bob. I call him Sir Kingsley. Because if anybody's seen the film Sexy Beast, yeah, so Ben Kingsley in that is immaculate. We are looking at Gloucester's very own Ben Kingsley. He's not going to look the same without that on. The good thing is that will grow back.
I can't. Yeah, Ashton's
Dicko's knackered.
Dickinson's real deal needs a hair system to get to get back. Yeah.
But that is fantastic news with the Jude Morris Foundation. £950, the winning bid for the Jeffrey Hurling's winning Motocross of Nations Manta for goggles, all going into a brilliant cause. And because we've raised enough money, Bob has agreed to shave off his infamous goatee, and Ashton Dickinson is going to bear the chrome dome.
I don't know what Bob's going to look like without face hair.
Unsettling.
It'll be
unsettling.
It'll be almost perverse.
Yeah, I don't want to look at. I don't want to look at him.
No.
But Luca Pegg, he is on it, and he has continued this pace right through the Moto, number 807. Lovely line through there, keeping all the momentum on the 250 nicely, just picking up the wheels over all those little holes. Looks good. We must be close to...
Oh, no!
Oh, see, every time. Give up, commentating.
No, to be fair, Luca Pegg is in a zone at the minute. Isn't he?
Harry's still there, though.
No, he ain't giving up.
Do you know what? Let's just get over the line. But Harry's already been in the winner's circle, so even if he gets him, I'm just going to get Luca in anyway.
Is this the last lap?
I don't know. But he's coming back at him.
17.
They got a short, to one to go. We have got
a race on.
But it doesn't matter. That's the point.
But it's still cool that 807 Luca Pegg and Harry Bradley on the number 4 are going into the last lap of this race with everything they've got. Harry's legs are off the bike.
Sorry, let me rephrase that. I said it doesn't matter because they're in separate classes.
Does matter,
but they're racers. It matters. And this is for Tamworth.
Tamworth leadership. It's like, it's the
oh,
lyrics.
Man.
You've got to do it, haven't you? You've got to be the fastest kid in the town.
Luca's he knows where he is now because Harry showed him a wheel on that last corner.
Luca's doing all that sit-down, panic, twist the throttle stuff, isn't he now?
I wonder if this is a great race presented by Moto Verde as well, by the way. I wonder if on that last corner, if Luca will change his line and go tight. I would.
Yeah,
I mean, you know.
If he goes wide again, Harry's just going to send it straight up the inside.
Got to, isn't he? You can't open the door like that. I think he's he's regrouped after his little off-track excursion.
If Harry manages to get
right there.
If Harry manages to do this, I will never bring up the pink spoke nipple again.
I don't know what it is. I don't want to know what that is.
You just check it out.
Okay.
If he winners circles you look at that front wheel, you'll see the most disgusting thing.
Yeah. Do you know what? It looks like. Oh, look at Luca launching over those holes.
Yeah, he's flying, isn't he?
He's wound it back on now. Harry's conceded.
Oh
my days, Luca.
Come on. 2 wheels.
Peg doesn't
please.
know that that Bradley's backed it down.
Yeah, Harry's gone, mate.
Yeah, you know what? If you're going to ride like that, take it.
You do it, mate.
This time, he's like, yep, right, okay. Gotcha. He's got him covered. No mistakes here then from Luca Peg, and he is going to comprehensively win the MX2 Moto Verde Amateur final moto of the day, but he's also going to take the race win.
Shame we didn't get to see a lot of anyone else in that, but it was too
good
yeah. not to focus on those two guys. So congratulations to Luca. That was a great victory, and also Harry as well for taking well, pretty much a perfect weekend in MX1. We're going to just take this for an advert break. Jeff is going to meet you all in the winner's circle.
Julep, julep, julep.
Okay, we're down here with Luca Peg. Luca, we talked after the first moto. Unfortunately, we didn't have time to fit you in winning the MX2 class, but you've made sure of it in this one by winning the moto. That was emphatic, man. You were absolutely ripping.
No, the track's rough, but I've felt good all weekend. That's every moto I've won in my class. Almost clean sweep the both classes combined. I really wanted to win that last one, but fortunately I went down on the table over there. But no, really good weekend.
I mean, honestly, we felt you looked all AMA. You had the whole Jason Anderson shirt flapping around in the wind. You had some smart lines. I mean, you really got your championship off to a belter here.
No, really good. Really didn't expect it to come into this class and win how I have. I've been prepping all winter in the gym and on my bike. And no, I felt good, real good then, thank you.
Yeah, your fitness was strong right to the end. You made that little bobble at the end. Classic commentator's curse was like, oh no, we've called it and now he's gone off track, but you saved it. All good. Anybody quickly you want to thank?
I'd like to thank Off-Road World, Maximex Racing. I'd like to thank Rob Hooper and also my dad especially. Thank you.